energy blocks stopping you from manifesting what you want. We've all been told in one way or another that life is supposed to be about setting goals, working hard, and pushing until something finally gives. And while discipline and effort have their place, manifestation doesn't work by force. It works by flow. The dreams we carry, the visions that light us up, the quiet longings we hold in the secret corners of our hearts, those are not random. They're invitations. They're signals from our higher self calling us to step into alignment with what's already meant for us. Hi friends, I'm Scott, and I welcome you to be one with me as we journey together to be the best we can. I make content on expanded consciousness and spiritual solutions for the mind, body, and spirit. But okay, so here's the thing, you're already connected to abundance. You're already connected to joy, to opportunity, to creativity. The connection is always there, like a river running underneath your life. The problem is not that the river has dried up. The problem is there are boulders in the way, blocks in the channel, energetic walls built out of fear, doubt, and old stories. There's good news. Those blocks are not permanent. They're not punishments. They're teachers. Every block you discover is showing you exactly where your energy wants to be freed. When you can see the blocks clearly, you can work with them. You can loosen their grip. You can make space for flow again. Let's walk through the biggest energy blocks that stop people from manifesting what they want. Let's see here. As we do, I want you to really pause and reflect and ask yourself, does this live in me? How is this showing up in my life right now? What would shift if I cleared it? We start by releasing fear of unworthiness. This might be the biggest block of them all. It's that whisper in the back of your mind that says, who are you to want this? Maybe you've felt it when you imagined a love that feels safe and nourishing, or a career that lights you up. Part of you believed in it, but another part immediately pushed back. This is too much, or that's too much, or that's for other people. Not me. That voice is truth. It's programming. Maybe it came from parents who struggled, or teachers who underestimated you, or a culture that tells you worth is measured by, in numbers, money, likes, achievements. but your true self knows better. Worthiness isn't something you earn. It's something it's baked into your being. Take a breath and ask yourself right now, what dream feels almost too good to believe I deserve it? Write it down. Let yourself admit it. That admission alone is radical. Then try, this practice each morning and hold that dream in your heart and, say out loud, I'm worthy of receiving this exactly as I am. Don't rush it. Let it vibrate in your body. Over time, you'll start noticing how differently you walk into your day, not grasping, not begging, but receiving. Attachment, attachment to control is a sneaky one. We script out how our life should look, who should show up, when things happen, and in what order. Control gives us the illusion of safety, but in reality, control is a chokehold. The most beautiful thing in your life happened exactly the way you planned it. Do they? The best relationships, the best opportunities, breakthroughs, most of them probably surprised you. They didn't come from clenching them. They came from surrender. Control is like holding sand in your fist. The tighter you hold it, the more that spills out. Trust, on the other hand, is like opening your palm, and it naturally more can be poured in. So you ask yourself, where am I gripping too tightly? Where am I trusting life's timing? When you spot it, practice openly you fill your palm. More comes. The timing of the path lets you exhale. When the miracle slips in, our old stories of lacking begin to go away. Maybe you grew up hearing money doesn't grow on trees, and now subconsciously believe wealth is impossible. Maybe you've been hurt in love and now carry the belief that people always will hurt you or leave. These stories don't just live in your mind, they live in your energy field. They color what you expect, and what you expect shapes what you notice, attract, and allow. Here's the truth. Your old stories are not you. They're echoes, and echoes can fade when you stop feeding them. Pause for a moment and ask, what belief about myself or the world am I ready to outgrow? Write it down. Again, look at it honestly, and then ask yourself, whose voice is this really? Is it mine, or did I inherit it? That creates power. The practice here is each time the old belief shows up consciously, replace it with your story, replace your story, and say, I'll never be, instead of saying I'll never be chosen, and say I'm deeply chosen and I chose myself. It may feel awkward at first, but energy doesn't shift by accident. It shifts by intention. So, here's a surprising one. Some of what we fear is not failing, it's succeeding. Failure is painful, but it's familiar. Success, that's unknown. And it asks more of us. Success changes how others see us. Success can never be dangerous if we grew up equating it with visibility and anyway. What would let's see here. Well, ask yourself honestly, am I more afraid of failing or of actually having the life I say I want? Sit with your answer and then try to practice, visualize yourself succeeding, not as an Instagram highlight, but the real thing. Feel what it's like to live in that reality. Notice that fears that, the fears that arise, breathe through them, tell yourself it is safe for me to grow. It's safe for me to shine. That affirmation, rewires your nervous system to see success as safety, not a threat. Few blocks are heavier than resentment, holding on to anger at someone else or even at yourself creates an energetic knot that, nothing can pass through. It doesn't punish the other person. It keeps you tied to the very story you're trying to move beyond. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing harm. It means reclaiming your power. It means saying, I will no longer give my energy to this wound. Ask yourself, who am I still carrying in anger? What story am I replaying that drains my energy? Once you know, write a letter of forgiveness. You don't have to send it. Just, put the words on paper, name the hurt, name the release, and then, I don't know, burn it or tear it up or whatever. That, those kind of rituals, it signals your energy field. This weight is no longer mine to carry. When we have, a scarcity mindset, scarcity whispers that there's not enough time, not enough money, not enough love. And when you live from scarcity, choice is fear-based. You grab, you cling, you shrink. But the truth is the universe doesn't run on scarcity. Nature shows us, shows us that. Look at the billions of leaves on the trees and the countless grains of sand on the seashore, endless waves rolling in. Abundance is the natural state. Where are we making choices out of fear or lack instead out of trust in abundance. Maybe it's in how we spend money, or how we treat opportunities, or how you would withhold love out of fear, or of rejection. Here's the practice is it's gratitude. Write down things that that you're grateful for: a smile, a meal, a conversation, sunrise. Gratitude shifts your attention from lack to fullness, and what you focus on expands. Then there's comparison and envy, where it's so modern, it's so pervasive in social media, and it makes you compare your everyday life to everyone else's highlight reel. But comparison is a thief. It robs you of presence, of joy, and of your path. But here's the secret. Comparison can also be a teacher. When you feel envy, it's showing you a desire you've buried. Or if you envy someone's creativity, maybe your creativity is begging to come alive. And if you envy someone's freedom, maybe your soul is craving expansion. So ask yourself, who am I comparing myself to right now, and what does that reveal about my own desires? Instead of letting envy shrink you, let it guide you. Say, something like, there's success, it shows in me. What's possible for me, for me too, yeah. It comes down to a resistance of receiving. We get awkward. Someone gives us a compliment and we brush it off. Someone offers to help and we say, no, I got it. Energetically, that's like telling the universe, don't send me more. I can't hold it. Ask yourself, do I feel uncomfortable when someone gives to me? Notice your body's reaction. The practice is the next time someone offers something, help, kindness, or a compliment, pause and receive it fully. Let it land. Receiving is an art. And the more you open up to it, the more you signal to the universe, I'm ready, I'm open, I can hold more. So just remember, manifestation isn't about forcing life into shape. It's about alignment. It's about clearing the blocks so the current of abundance can flow freely again. Those blocks, unworthiness, control, our old stories, fear of failure or success, resentments, they're all resistance, they mirror, the key is to be clear. Isn't to be clear all overnight. You know, you need to start with, one, and ask the questions. Try the practices, notice the shifts. Each small clearing makes more room for the flow. And as you walk, this journey, remember, manifestation isn't about perfection. It's not about creating some glossy version of your life to impress anyone. It's about aligning with your truest self, the one who already knows you are worthy, abundant, loved, and supported. When you live life from that place, what you want isn't something you chase. It's something that naturally rises to meet you, because the truth is, what you are seeking is already seeking you. You're not separate from it. You're connected. All you need to do is clear the path and let it in. Like and share this video, and let me know in the comments about your views on the biggest blocks in manifestation. Subscribe to this channel. More is coming from the heart for the soul. And remember, a smile can make someone's day. The right words may change their life. Check out one of these videos. And remember, I love you. And be you, and be one with me.